Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is going to be an exciting day. We are going to be doing the first round of upgrades to this bike, the first of many. You guys know that I want to upgrade the battery system on a bike because the battery is really the #1 most important component. But today we're focusing on, well, the seat. This is way overdue. And this seat is pretty nice. It's only like 35 bucks on Amazon, so it's budget, but I mean, it's nice. I think it's gonna look good on the bike. This is my old seat, and it's like completely busted. But on top of that, we have a brand new BMX style handlebar. That's gonna go right here. And in order to make that work, I had to buy this quill stem adapter. You guys are gonna see how this works in a second. I have spacers to go on it, I have a new stem to hold it, and grips. I really hope these fit on the new bars. All right, let's knock off the seat first. This is the easiest. Man, it's so long. Old seat, new seat. Make sure it's nice and tight. You do not want this coming off when riding. Ask me how I know. All right, that's a new seat. Looks pretty slick. Not a bad look. Is it comfy? It's a little like tilted forward. Okay, I figured out how to adjust the seat angle. You literally just move this thing. Okay, but now the main thing is the stem. I'm super excited for this. So this is how it looks out of the box. A little bit wonky and non-athletic looking with this long folding stem. It is very comfortable, but you also have less control when your hands are so high up. So these use a quill stem adapter, which is very different than the norm. And this is how you access it. So you loosen that, and then it pops straight out. For now, I'm just gonna put this kind of here. Okay, so then this, what's this all about? Okay, I guess this kind of tightens it a little bit. I did notice it was a little bit loose. Like the fork kind of wobbled. So I'm gonna make sure this is nice and tight. And eventually I do plan on switching out this entire fork for an air suspension fork that has a lot more travel. And at that point, I will no longer need the quill stem adapter. It'll be a regular kind of fit. But for now, here's the new one. Okay, the moment of truth. Does it fit? It should. Okay, it does. And you can see this has like a taper. Hopefully you guys can see on the GoPro. So it's skinny here, a bit fatter up here. So when you put it in, it kind of rises that much. And that's why I have these black spacers. So that way it can go on the bottom and then the stem kind of on top. And you guys will see that in a second. And speaking of the stem, you actually have to put it on now, I believe, because you can't slide it on from the top because of the cap. So you have to slide it on from the bottom. Boom, just like that. Perfect fit. And I guess at this point, I also have to figure out how many spacers I need. Oh, okay, it actually does come off the top. Okay, never mind. Okay, how many spacers? Definitely the big one. Okay, maybe the second biggest as well. Boom, that looks good. That looks really good. Now, as I'm doing this, I want to give you guys a quick update on my thoughts so far with this build in terms of the power system. So I've been doing more research on this. So of course I want the highest voltage and capacity battery I can find, but I want to avoid a triangle battery simply because of the fit and finish. I want this bike to be powerful, but I also want it to look good and have a clean build to it. So because of that, I was looking at the pretty standard down tube 52 volt battery. and that's a decent upgrade over the default 48 volts. It gives you roughly an 8% boost in speed, and considering the speed of this bike, that means roughly an additional 2 miles per hour. And that's pretty good. So on a full battery, this should be able to go about 30 miles per hour with a 52 volt battery. But I was doing some more research and I discovered that 72 volt versions of that down tube battery are beginning to hit the market. They are at a lower capacity. I think the highest I saw is 17 amp hours instead of my preferred 20 amp hours. But that would preserve the aesthetics of the bike and allow me to run at 72 volts using the stock motor, by the way. So I would have a Frankenrunner controller inside the down tube, and that would allow me to run this at 72 volts. I just have to watch out for overheating, but considering the way that I ride and my body weight, I don't think it'll be too much of an issue. And the suspension, as mentioned, I want to put a better suspension fork in the front, and the rear, I discovered that I can put in a much longer shock. So I can put something in here that's close to 50 millimeters of travel. So all in, once I get done with this bike is gonna be freaking awesome. Okay, now the final moment of truth. Does this bar fit this stem? Yep, that is a clean fit. Yes, it is. Oh, that already looks really good. And technically, you still preserve the folding ability of the handlebars because you can just loosen this and fold them down if you so desire. All right, there we go, guys. I got the handlebars on, I think pretty straight. Man, that is a huge improvement. Oh, wow. I mean, just in terms of aesthetics, looks way more nimble and athletic. Can't wait to take it on a ride and see how it is. But one of the last things we have to do now is the grips. And then of course we have to transfer all of the stuff onto the new bars. Okay, we got it all done, and it did start to downpour outside, so we can't take it for a test ride, but this is how it looks, and I think it is looking super fresh. I mean, you guys can be the judge, but the handlebars along with the seat and the new grips, if I sit on the bike right now, it's a very comfortable position. Okay, I think it finally stopped raining for a minute. I'm super jazzed to test out this bike. But let's put it on, sit on the bike. Yeah, the seat does feel comfy. Not super comfy, but comfy. Now, the throttle is glued together, so I gotta be mindful of that, but it does work. Oh, that's my kickstand. Put the kickstand up. Okay, it's up. Okay. The handlebars are wide. It's like 29 inches, I believe. Ooh, it does feel nimble. Oh, way more nimble than that tall, narrow stem. But it's still high enough that, like, I'm comfortable. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, yes. It looks cool. It feels good. Oh, yeah, I have way more control over the bike now with this. Oh, I feel like I can do jumps with it, especially once I upgrade the suspension to something better. Well, guys, this is the move. This is the move. It feels great. Now, the only thing this bike now deserves with this mean look is the power to back it up. A little bit of off-roading. Oh yeah, this feels so good. This is how it should have been from day one. But yeah, in terms of the power, I really want to keep the Bafang motor. Because, I mean, realistically, what are my options? This is a name brand motor, it's quality. Now, I know for a fact this can handle 52 volts no problem. It's 48 right now. And like I said, this is Bafang, it's high quality, it's going to be fine. 72 volts, I'm pretty sure it can handle it, but it might eventually have some overheating problems if I don't keep an eye on it.
but I think I can probably get away with it. And of course, 72 volts is really going to squeeze all the performance possible out of this motor, both in terms of torque and acceleration, as well as adding a little bit to my top speed. But man, can you imagine this thing being 72 volts and have great suspension? This is the perfect bike. And when you need to, you can fold it in half and take it with you. That's going to be it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I appreciate a like on the video, subscribe for future content, and I'll see you guys in the next one.